Hi guys. A couple of weeks ago I received this Roland U-20 high quality keyboard from a friend of mine, and he said it's been a long time since I played it last time. You can have it, you can use it if you want. You have a home studio, you are the best to have it. I said yes, why not, thank you. But as I received it and I connected everything, I noticed that none of these keys are working properly. Like you see. So, this is a problem. But the electronic parts are working properly. For example, I played in a ROM play mode, which has a very built-in song inside. Now let's play it. Perfect. So, the problem with the keys is a common thing for every keyboard. This happens to each and every keyboard from any manufacturer because it's physics. It's a common problem. It's physics, like I said. And if you don't play keyboard for a long time, the contacts get oxidated. It happens even to those keyboards that you played for a long time. So you'll never know. It depends on the moisture in the environment that you're keeping your keyboard in. Yeah, and so many other parameters are included. But anyways, it happens. And what I'm going to today is to try to open the keyboard, remove all these keys and access the contacts, and clean the contacts and pour on some graphite spray. Or I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube. People have had the same problem with their keyboards, and they just reached the contact and scratched it with a pencil. This is the most simple way to do it, and the results are also great. Everybody is happy, but I'm gonna do it differently because a friend of mine, a colleague of mine, who has repaired the TV remote controls for a long time. He's done it for a long time and he's so experienced with such problems. He said, I would suggest you to do it this way. I'm going to show you what is my solution to do it. And let's get started. So, the first thing that I'm going to do is to power off the keyboard and flip it over to top so that I can reach the screws underneath. So I already hear some screws are inside loosened. I'll take off the cable so that I don't die in front of you. So I have no idea which one to open, but I guess only these screws on the edge should be the right ones. In the middle, I don't know, let's see. So I just put them in the same, more or less in the same position on the table so that I can remember it easily later from where did I get them. These are so close, like this. Here. 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 Oh, so let's see what happened now. I can. So I have to loosen this definitely. So 1, 2, and this is here near the third one. So I have to loosen these as well. It's between the first and second one. But the screws are more or less like the same, except these bottom ones. They are smaller, so I can notice them easily. If I want to put them back there. So basically I've opened all screws. Oh, so much dirt inside. Oh, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna clean up a little bit here with a vacuum cleaner. Then I'll continue the video. So what I'm gonna do next is to make a little bit space for me. I'll clean up a little bit better later, but for now I just put it on the side. So let's see what's next. There's a board here. To reach the contacts, I will definitely need to loosen this screw, but I don't know what is behind this one. I assume that I have to open this board, or maybe it would be better to, I see this. Oh, I need a tool to. That was the losing thing. That was, I heard it as I flipped the keyboard over, but I have no idea where it, from where does this thing come from. It's a ring thing. It's just no special electronics. Maybe, I don't believe it's something important. So let's see. I'm gonna do this little bit here so that I have more space. Let's see how does it look like now. So I'm gonna take the shot a little bit of here so that you can see it even better. So I did it because of this knob here. Because of this knob, I have here free space, so it can live there freely. Can be more happy. So let's see what happens if I just open these two screws. It seems it's moving, it's okay. So this is one thing. This is the second one. And let's see if I can. I don't think it's enough. There must be any other screws in there. Aha! Here are the screws. Oh! This is not good. Oh, maybe if I just open this one and this one. Let's see. There is a screw here. I can't reach it like this. I have to use a manual one like this. With my tool, this is from behind. I put it here. They were two like this. And there's another one here on the opposite side. The opposite side. The screws are also the same. Oh no, that was not the right one. So I have to open all these screws from the other side, from the side one, to be able to remove these components so that I can reach the screws from the other side. Oh, so let's do it. This one could be, but no, I think there is one here, one more screw right here, which has tightened this up. So what I noticed, I can open this one also without opening the panel here, but if I want to remove this, I have to open at least these three parts. So let's do it. Here I see one screw. So, oops. This is one from the side. This is from the opposite side. To take this board off. So I have also two boards here. this module. So at least this module is loosened now. I don't want to play with these cables because it's already a very old device. So now I can reach this screw here. Where's my tool? So let's see. Oh, this was from this left side. So I'm not to forget. So this is now more loosened, you see. I have to open this screw as well. So let's see what happens next. There is one screw here and one screw here. These relate to the module to next module like this. Now it's a bit loosened, and so what I'm gonna do is to these are the bottom panel. Now it's loosened, but still not completely loosened. So what I'm gonna do is to open these two outer side. So let's see. Let's see a little bit. It is more complicated than I thought in the beginning. So, but we'll continue. We don't give up. I think these two I also need to yes. These are the outside, the smaller ones are the outside, the two little ones are inside. So it's mostly done. I think if I loosen these two screws, then I should be able to So it's a little bit tricky with this cable. I did not want to push the cable because, like I said, it's already very old. I don't want to do the job by forcing the cable to move around. Oh, so I got it. This one is loosened as well. And now I need to do it from the other side as well. Now I can, so this connector I'm going to take off. Be careful if you do it at home. Try not to touch these electronics because of your electrostatic charge on your body that can damage the boards. So do it very, very carefully. So this board is now disconnected from this side at least. So I can now reach the screws that have tightened this panel. I see only one screw here. Let's just open. Yes, it is already. A little bit tight, but I'm gonna remove this. This was tricky one. So now I basically have to be able to So I see holder here that grouped a couple of cables together and to a hole of this panel. So I have to cut it so that I can yes, that's it. I will cut this holder. It's not necessary, but be careful if you do it, because otherwise you'll cut the cable. So, now, I have to, let's see if I can take this off as well, but it's not necessary really. I don't see any. From one side off. This is really tricky. This is indeed. And I actually don't know what is the problem here, so that I can't. There's this, I have to. No. Ah. Yes. Just be careful. So, now that we are done with the now I forgot where did I put this. So I have to take this it's a little bit tricky, so I have to flip it again so that I can reach the contacts way better. So be careful with this little tiny contact here. Just be it is very so let's see what we will get. So, as you see, I have no experience with this. So, and now it seems it's okay. No, it doesn't seem, because I thought I have to open it from the top side, maybe, let's see. How to get this thing. Oh, I see this. How did they? So they have something here that doesn't allow them to go up upwards, it's okay, but how to take this thing off? So let's see what we have here. Oh, so I have to pull him a little bit towards my side and then push. So just try not to lose these feathers. So okay, so I'm gonna do, let's say, take all of these. I'm gonna wash them or clean them later on. First, I'm going to just open and put them in the same order as I take them off. So this was here, and this was here. I think first you have to take off the white ones, and then the black ones in the middle. So I take this first off. And there is this ribbon which holds a little bit of thing that they have. So it's easier if you remove it, and then you can easily ooh. So I'm gonna do the whole thing. I'll pause the video, and when I'm done, we'll continue. So I just removed all these keys and these feathers. I'll clean them up later. And what is important now is to remove this plastic part which makes the contact possible. So it's from the other side. I would try to do it like this because there's a very little part behind. I don't want to damage it. So the first one is already damaged. So it's a very fine job, and I think it is designed not to be removed at all, but we have to remove it, we have to clean them up. So I'll try the next ones a little bit more gently. So this one was successful. This one as well. So you have to push it from both sides so that these, I'll show you. Look. That's what I'm talking about. These holders, you have to try to see from the other side. You know what I mean. What I've done is that I flipped this panel this way so that I can reach these little tiny things from the behind better and easier. So let's see. So the first part is just done. And this green ribbon, this panel I show you, has a part number on it. Maybe this might be interesting for those who would look. It is 229-25669-00 and Roland. This green panel, if you need it, if by chance yours is damaged and you want to order, just for your information. But in this case, I don't believe I need to order anything. I just need to clean it up and that's it. So let's go on. part. same. Last one. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of this thing, and the fifth one, which is the rightmost one, is a little bit longer. So I'm gonna show you something. I don't know if if the light here is proper. I don't know if you see the contact here and here or here. There is a line in between, you see. There is a horizontal line which shows where the contact used to be. I mean the two other parts, upper and the lower parts. And maybe there's a dust, I don't know what it is here, but on the other side, where this green ribbon exists, here I thought maybe it is metal based, but it is not. And they seem all to be clean actually, but I'm gonna clean them anyways. I used this material. It is a usual washing material where all of us, we use it to wash our dishes, and you know, in the kitchen you can find it everywhere. I mix it with a little bit of water and I put all of those contact things here, like you see. So I'll let it be for a while and I'll wash all these keys as well as these feathers. I clean them up as well, and then I'll be back. What I just did is that I've written all these codes that are here on top of each and every key. You see, for example, this one is D11 and so on. They are unique or partly unique because then afterwards when I want to put them back, then I know in what order. For example, this one is the rightmost one, this way, this way, this way, this way, and this is the leftmost one, like this key, for example. And so now I want to put them somewhere into water and use the same washing material. I've put them all here and I let them be like something like 5 to 10 minutes. Then I'll wash them and I let them dry. About these feathers, that let me just show it in a different way because the quality is not so good. So all these feathers, the way I am cleaning them is to use a duster like this, just rub them and make sure that they look like, you know, straightforward, not like this. It is bent somehow, if you see it. So I try to, so it is like bent. It's a bow, but I will try to make it straight so that it looks better and it looks much better. So I can't do it with one hand. I'll put the camera back and I'll clean all of these and then we'll continue. So guys, after spending hours and hours and hours, I eventually got to this point to put everything back. And you know, I've applied this graphite using this little tiny thing, and I tried my best. Actually, I didn't have this. I had to go to a hardware store to buy it. I bought a package like this for cheap. It was something like 3.50 euros or something like this. So I applied this graphite here. It doesn't look nice, but at least I know that there is no contact. Or at least I hope there is no contact between the two contacts, actually. So what I'm going to do now is to dry these plastics with the hair dryer, and actually with this, I borrowed it from my sister right now. And I also have to make sure all these keys here, right over here, that I've already washed, I have to make sure that they are dried out as well. So let's get started. Actually, I would say I'm gonna do this and I'll be back. Okay, before I start putting things back, I would like I've already done a double check to just make sure if there is enough space between every two contact, and I try to remove the potential short circuits. And about putting back things, you have to pay attention that all these contacts are not identical, because as you see, one is longer or higher than the other, and the higher one has to be placed upwards like so. And it's not okay when you just do it like so, because then you have a problem. So I'll put the camera back and try to film this step, and let's see what will we get as a result at the end. So it was difficult to take them off, and it's even difficult to put them back. It is just not that easy. It's not as easy as it looks. I think I have to flip this board once more. Just be careful about these ribbons. So now it's easier to pull from the other side. Okay, now it's easier. Life is easier now. here I have an issue with this damaged one because it's not easy to, now it's okay. Actually, I need to say, after I washed all of these, I did not do anything to them. So I did not add this graphite, I just say graphic. I didn't use this graphite on these pads here. I don't know what will we get at the end. I hope we get the desired result as we expected. Otherwise I have to open it again and maybe I need to order new ones because I already damaged some of these holders. So let's see. We'll see. This last one I already damaged, so I have to be careful. It was okay. So it sits where it has to sit. So now let's try something. Before I do it to the end, I would like to try to power on the device as it is and to see if it works. But we have already disconnected some cables from behind, so we have to connect them first, otherwise we wouldn't get the sound at all, I guess. So as far as I remember, I had disconnected this from this board. If it stays like so, it would be great, because then I can connect this cable that we have disconnected before. And this one we did not disconnect. That was the only one, I guess. All I need to care about is that, that we so I think it's okay. This thing is not under tension. Nothing is touching anything other, so let's do it. So I pull it on like this. Oh, which is here. I hope I don't die now. I'm still alive. Now I have to look at the display. And I will need to connect some of these cables from here to the output. Oh, it's oh. Where was that output? So I will need to move the whole thing a little bit toward this side so that I can reach. Oh, please don't move. So now I can reach these outputs. As far as I remember, it was first one, yes, second and the third one. At least we get some sounds. Let me try if I can change the sound. Internal 1, 1. No, I have to change the mode first, I think. Keyboard and internal 1, 1. And then I have to somehow let's do it with sound mode. Internal 2, 1. It seems it's okay. Haha. Let's go next. $31. I'm not sure if you can hear it. I can increase the volume here. So great. So I would add it like at the rest. I would just continue doing this that way and try it live to see if there is any problem. Here is high voltage. If you do it at home, be careful about this. This is mains, 230 volts, and just try not to touch it. It's deadly dangerous. So I can hear it already. Yes. So the first one over here I've already also damaged, so I have to do it with care. Good. I'm happy about the results already. Let's continue to the end and then we can hi. Oh. Oh. It's fun. Hey, I'm happy so far. Good. By the way, I have to say I'm non-native English, so excuse me for my troubles while explaining things in English. I do this intentionally in English so that I can probably help people all around the world, in this case with those who have something like this, or in general they have a problem with their own keyboards regardless of the brand. This is not properly, now it is connected, so I think this keyboard supports as well the aftertouch as well, because or is it naturally like so? I don't know. So this is my fingers. If I put everything back, I guess it should be okay. So let's continue. And let me show you something. There is this this shape, which goes to the end of the other one, which has this shape. So if you put the first one correctly, you'll figure out how to continue. This is useful actually. Yes, it's correct. Oh yes. Oh, sorry, excuse me. I'm touching you, but I have to. It's nice to check the work immediately, you know. This is a little bit tricky. Perfect. Exactly as it is supposed to function. It functions as it is supposed to. Oh, sorry. I have to touch it too. Oh. It's amazing. So, let's go on. I don't get the sound from this one. Uh-huh. How do you dare? But it seems none of these are. Uh-huh. Why? Let's try it like. Uh-huh. Ooh. So, Let me take So let me just take this off again and try it with this one. Maybe this plastic is not working properly, the contacts on the plastic, because now we have the possibility to test it with the other ones. Ooh. Don't. Don't take apart. But I have to. So sorry. Let's test it with this one. Let's see. It seems the electronics has a problem, or maybe, let's see if I can, maybe it is a kind of split key, but we had sounds even further. Let's try it like this. Here works. I don't have sound here. These 3, 4 keys, I don't have sound. Why? Bye. Eight notes. For 8 notes, we don't have the sound. What could be the problem? Did we take any other cable off? No, I don't think so. Wow. Let's see if start streaming from the 7th from the left. Exactly. Only these 8 bits, these 8 notes don't have the tone. Why? Only 8 notes. What do you think? I think I have to pause this video and make a research in internet to see if any other guys who have experience with this have any idea before I continue to assemble everything back. Otherwise it makes no sense to see. Hi guys, welcome to day 2 of this repair. Actually, yesterday I got really tired, first of all, so I decided to stop this work and to have a look in internet if there's some tips or any useful document. I've found a useful document which is called Roland. I'll show you. This is the document which is called Roland U-20 service note.pdf, in which there are some useful information. For example, how to put the device into the test mode.
And what I'm going to do now is to put the device in the test mode. So here are the test modes. As you can see, it says first play part and rhythm to activate the test, to roam mode play, and then do the rest. So please enter and pressing mark and jump. So I have to figure it out in my keyboard. And then what test is desired in this case? It is number 7, key and button tests, in which it says, so if you go down, number 2, number 4, 5, 7. It says hold down the jump, press bank 7, and then it should show you, the display should show whatever key you press, along with the status, if it is on and off, and the velocity. Velocity is as a value which shows how fast you have pressed that key. And if it doesn't show this information, so then you have to check your main board or the keyboard, the panel, and on the main board, IC1, if you see it, yes, it is IC1, and I've already checked this IC1. I think it is still possible to order one, but let's see first, what do we get on the display? So, what I'm going to do now is to, you can see here, my display is on, but I need my both hands, and that's why I can't film it during the, so and you know, the status is from yesterday's, all of the key stop except these 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then so what I'm going to do is to put the device in the test mode and see what do I get when I press these 8 keys. And so I will use my tripod here. Let me just do it. I have to say, I've put this thing here just to make this part more stable. So let's do it. It was part and rhythm. Part and rhythm together. Okay. And then mark and jump. Press enter and then mark and jump. Oh, first I have to press mark and jump and then enter. Oh, no. Now it is in test mode. Okay. And now to do the test mode number 7, what I needed to do is look at here again. hold down jump and press bank 7. So hold down the jump and the bank 7. Okay. Keys and button tests. Now I can see. I tried with the working one. So now it shows me key 7, velocity 127. As long as I press it, it shows me on. As soon as I release it, it shows me off, along with the velocity. So I tried with different values, different speeds, and it shows me differently. So now what I want to do is to press one of these not working ones. So as I can see, it's all the time the working one. This is key C4. C4, and then the next to it, the left one, it is this one. It doesn't function. It says always off. Off. There is no key detected. So this key is D flat 3. So between C4 and D flat 3, I have no sound. This can, according to the data sheet, whatever I have here, actually it's either this ribbon here, only in this part problematic, or the IC1 on the main board. I think this is the IC2, IC20. The IC1 should be somewhere here. So either this part is problematic or the connectors between the two boards, so, or the IC, like I said. So I'm not sure if I want to put in more time on repairing this keyboard. Because I need this space for other things, and if I want to go through all these steps and to order the parts and to fix it, I need at least 1 to 3 months, I think. So I would say, I'm not sure, maybe I stop this repair and I accept it as it is because of this 4 or 5. I just mark it on my keys not to play, because this keyboard is not my main keyboard. I maybe just put it on. Let me show you my setup. This is my my original keyboard. This is the Korg, and the other one comes on top of it, this one that I'm gonna repair. So it's just something to be there, and maybe occasionally I just play some notes there, and I like I said, I can mark the keys that are not working, and that should be fine. So I'm not sure if I want to go further. So I stopped this video now. I would think more about it. I decided to put in a little bit more time. I finally disconnected this cable from here and this cable from the main board. Because I checked the datasheet in the same PDF file like I showed you earlier. As you can see, here is IC1, and IC1 is not only connected to the keyboard but also to the switchboard, which are the buttons on the top of the keyboard. So if the IC1 is damaged, I assume nothing else should be working either. So I personally think IC1 is okay, but the connection between the keyboard and the IC1 is not okay. That's why I removed this cable from the mainboard, and look what I saw. I found out there is something like this, and maybe that this is the problem. I'll try to find this part in internet and order it and just replace it at some stage and see what happens afterwards. So it was not difficult to take this part off. It was connected like, let me just do the follow mode. So here and here, I just pull them out like so. But I'm not sure about this part, if I want to replace it, how to do this one, because this is a little bit tricky. And here I have to remove this thing and then take this off and just replace it. Or if it's not that expensive, maybe I order these two parts together, and then we'll see. So I'll stop this repair at this stage for now, and I'll continue as soon as I get the spare parts.